Can you see this? The slides?
Yes.
Great. I'm never quite sure, so thanks for indulging the questions. Okay, you guys, Noelle could unfortunately not be here this evening, so if you have questions throughout this meeting, put them in the chat box and send them over to Cassie Morrison. And at the very end of the meeting, like usual, we're gonna have a time for Q&A, and you can ask questions about anything that we talk about, PTO business, principals report, or anything that Dee Dee mentions from the teacher side of things. And then also, this meeting is being recorded, so just keep that in mind for anything that's said or done, and we'll be uploading this to the Baker-Butler PTO YouTube channel tomorrow, and then that is always linked in the newsletter the following Monday. So here's our agenda, which is pretty standard. We're going to go over the budget and wrap that up so that you'll see how we're ending our year fiscally, and then we're going to show an update for how things in the last month have been going for us. We'll elect our new board members, hear from Seth and Dee Dee, and then we have a sweet little picture slideshow that we've collected from some parents and some teachers too, just to show how things have gone this year. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is approve the minutes from April's meeting. Jessica?
Yes, if we can get a motion to approve last month's minutes, please.
I motion to approve.
Right, can I get a second?
I second.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Nicole?
Okay. Oh, I can't read that. Can you all read that? So overall, I think considering everything going on this year, we've done pretty good sticking with our budget. We have about $21,000 in the bank right now, and there'll be a few more expenses, but I expect it's going to be around 20 that the new board will have, which will set them up nicely, I think, to get going on some things until they have their fundraisers. You know, our income this year, where of course we were a little unsure about, but we had some new fundraisers that kind of came up in the middle. So it really gave us some unexpected income, and we had some shortfalls and some other things that you know, we just weren't sure about, but we still ended up overshooting our estimations by about $2,300. And I think we have a little bit more scholastic dollars to come in. And I know Allison's going to talk a little bit extra about some of our successful extra fundraisers that we had this year. So, you know, overall, I think that was great. And then we had kind of our standard expenses for the year, but we've still actually managed to keep those at a minimum and even underspent in some places, which has really helped out. So I think overall we'll be about $6,000 over, you know, out of balance with our budget. But considering what we've had going on, I think it's been pretty successful, and hopefully Cassie can start out with a good budget for next year.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nicole. So Noelle put this slide together, and we did one of these, I think in January, which I think is really cool. And I just want to highlight it. It says the PTO achievements. And I just want you all to think about constantly throughout the year, we're asking for volunteers for things. We're asking for resources, we're asking for time, we're asking for donations, but it's all with the ultimate mission of enhancing the school experience and enhancing the educational experience, just enriching the community for the parents, for the teachers, for the students. And I look at this huge list. I think it's so cool that in a year like this, where we started out and we had no idea what it was going to be looking like going forward, we've been able to do a lot of really cool things, and you've been able to do a lot of really cool things. And I want you to look at this and I want you to feel proud, because I think that our school is strong and our school is loving and generous. And I feel super thankful to be a part of it. So thank you everybody for the ways that you've contributed and been flexible throughout this whole year. Well, and actually one other thought too. these are programs that have happened this year. And one of the things that we have talked to about with the nominees for next year's board is from year to year, the PTO is not necessarily always going to do the exact same programs. You have a little bit of flexibility, and you have a ton of flexibility to think about what does the school at that time need and what is most necessary at the time. So I think that some of these things are going to continue to happen, but obviously we won't be in the same condition as with the pandemic at the beginning of next school year as we are. So some of these things are gonna change, but it's also really cool that the volunteers are creative and participating no matter what's going on each year. And now we've got an update about Adopt a Teacher from Cassie.
So I feel like this has been a huge success this year. We had 47 teachers adopted, which I thought was really awesome. And so I did kind of like some rough math on this, like what that would mean. So that was 33 weeks. It's been 33 weeks since we initiated the program, so about 8 months. And we had encouraged parents to reach out about once a month to their teachers. So, 8 months times 47 teachers, that's 376 times that a teacher felt loved this year at Baker-Butler. I loved this program. We're kind of coming to a close with it. So if you have adopted a teacher, now's the time to like give them one last push to the summer. If you feel so inclined to just let them know that, gosh, they knocked it out of the park this year. And we are just so blessed with just like some of the most amazing teachers. So thank you, teachers that are on.
Thank you. Cassie, that was a really cool initiative. So I'm really glad that we did that. And I'm also really glad that we're back in person too, and we could do things like the standard Teacher Appreciation Week.
And Cassie, I will say that, like, I mean, any year is like absolutely wonderful to appreciate a teacher, but this year of all years, like to have to pivot in ways that no educator thought they would ever have to, showing that extra appreciation means more than probably those teachers would ever be able to articulate. So like of all years, like a beautiful initiative. So thank you guys. That was really great for you guys to do that.
Okay, so since our last meeting, we've had a few things going on. The book fair was a ton of fun. It was such a hit, and it was really cool to be able to see so many people in person, and it felt the closest to normal from a volunteer side of things. It was financially as successful as it was about 10 years ago when Baker-Butler used to have the Scholastic Book Fair, and we were working with just 9 cases of books. We didn't have all the tables with the paraphernalia and miscellaneous stuff that the parents actually hate purchasing anyway. And there's a lot of things that we've made note of going forward, and we hope that we're able to do this again next year, because we had limited hours being open only outside after school, and it still was a hit. So thank you. Because of donations that we raised ahead of time, and then also because of how financially successful it was throughout the fair, we were able to donate more than $2,000 worth of books to the counselors to give away for free to kids at our school that didn't have an opportunity to shop on their own. And that was probably one of the coolest parts of it, was just being able to give and give and give. And at the same time, at the end of it, we were also able to raise more money than we had hoped for the board going forward next year, and also to give a huge amount of Scholastic dollars, which Ms. Harmon can use to buy books for the library. So thank you. I know that it required a lot of volunteers to come and to serve and work. And for some reason, it was like 50 degrees and windy and miserable at some points. We had our own challenges of Scholastic not sending thousands of dollars worth of restocking books that we had asked for, but you know what, it all worked out, and those are the kinds of things that we just kind of laugh about now. So if you came and you brought your kid and you shopped and you spent more than the $20 that you told your kid that you'd spend, thank you, because it's all going to benefit Baker-Butler and the kids within our community. So I'm still on a high, but that was really cool. Teacher Appreciation Week was really great. And it was definitely different because volunteers couldn't be in the school. But Jessica, if you're still there, could you give us a little update about how that went?
Yeah, so as far as I know, everything turned out great. I heard great feedback from Ms. Peterson about the meal on Thursday. Everything rolled smoothly with that. Trying to get everything set up. We're still working on the end of the year luncheon for the teachers, but yeah, Tuesday we did have a turnout, even with the bad weather, for baked goods. Parents donated candy and baked goods. So yeah, everything turned out good.
Great. Yeah, and for the end of the year luncheon, we're going to be doing a catered box lunch from Wahiros. So we have a friend within our school that knows them personally, and so she's working on figuring that out. So that'll be taken care of. And then the Flower Power fundraiser, which was brand new to us this year, we set a goal of raising $600 and we exceeded that. So we raised $624, which was such an easy COVID friendly fundraiser. And I hope that everybody that's got flowers is enjoying the gardening. And then the car wash that was this past weekend, we raised close to $600, which was awesome. I mean, I don't know how many of you all on the call right now stopped by, but it was really fun to see kids washing cars. And we even had some parents and students from that already graduated Baker-Butler that were out there volunteering too. So thank you to everybody that supported that. And also to Maple Grove too. So that is such a sweet location and really great visibility on Profit. So just to one last final thank you for everybody for volunteering your time, for donating your time, talents, and resources, for supporting these fundraisers. I know that it might appear that the PTO is all about asking, but I hope that it's seen from the perspective of asking for the benefit of making your school experience for your students and for your family that much better. And at the very beginning of this year, we didn't really have much of an idea of what it was going to be like for us during COVID. But you have been extremely positive and kind, gracious, flexible, and patient with us. And we could not be more thankful to be part of this school family and for all the different ways that people pitch in and contribute. Thank you. All right. So now we are going to, I'd like to go through and have everybody that is a nominee for the board next year to introduce themselves, and then I'll pull up the poll and we can vote for them. So Laura, would you go first and introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Laura Massey. My daughter is currently in 4th grade and Baker-Butler, and I'm super excited for this. I got involved with the PTO. I mean, I feel like I've been, coming to the fun events and everything and participating, as a parent, but got really more hands-on involved in the PTO. 2 years ago, I even dragged my husband along with his contacts that he had out in the community to do community nights, which again, COVID hit, like Allison's saying, like there's so many dynamics that kind of shifted around. But I'm super excited to get involved in this capacity. I mean, Allison has said it a lot, and I echo all of her statements that this school community is a beautiful one. And I am so excited to have the opportunity to guide the PTO in a way that further supports our beautiful community. And if I know I've made in comments, so you might have picked up on the fact that I work for the division. I've actually been working for the division. I'm going into my 13th year. Crazy to think about. So definitely kind of also bringing that perspective of the dual role of a parent and an educator to the table. And just really wanting to do everything that we possibly can to enhance our whole school community, which feels like it doesn't take a lot. I mean, it does, there's time and effort, but everybody's heart is in the right place here at Baker-Butler, and it's wonderful. So I'm excited to be given this opportunity.
Thank you, Laura. Megan, if you're here.
Hi, I am Megan Ritter. Hey, I have two girls, one in third grade and one in first grade. And I feel like I wanted to really get involved in the PTO much sooner, but COVID hit, and I tried to help as much as I could. The book fair, as Allison said, was amazing, and just showed me what a community we have. And I'm just excited to get to be a part of that.
Thank you. And also I have to say, I have to let everybody know, Megan, that your job at Piedmont Pediatrics came in super handy, doing an event during a pandemic. So your expertise was extremely valuable. So hopefully we don't need that kind of level next year, but
Hoping that's all done.
But if not, I think you're in the right spot. David, if you're here, could you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, hi. So I'm David. I'm probably like one of the newest people to this group. This is the first PTO meeting that I've joined. So pretty new. So my son Connor, he's in first grade, Miss Travers. And then in the fall, my daughter will be going to kindergarten. So I'll have two riding in on the bus every morning. So it should be fun. Look out, they're both very active, if you guys know Connor, and she's a pistol. So I'm not totally new to the educational scene though. Both of my parents were teachers growing up, so I've seen it from that perspective at least. And yeah, this past year has kind of lit the fire under me to kind of get more involved and understand a bit more about the community and the county and how things work and how I can help. So yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Let's see, Jennifer, are you here?
Hi,
Hey.
I'm here. Sorry, I didn't get the email. So
Oh, sorry, but I sent it to the wrong Jennifer Crawford. That's fun.
I have two children. My daughter is in kindergarten at Baker-Butler. My son's actually in special ed preschool at Broaduswood this year for availability. Both of my children have autism, which is kind of what motivated me to get involved in the school more. I'm very much of an introvert, and this is really not my normal activity range, but I volunteered for the book fair and kind of got to know some people. And I just really want to have the best experience for my children while they're at school. But because of their diagnosis, that's sometimes a little more challenging. So I kind of wanted to get involved so that people get to know me and then get to know them and try to give them just more of a welcomed, enriched experience. So that's why I'm here.
Awesome, thank you. Carrie?
Hi, I'm Carrie Squire. I have been active with the PTO here for a couple years now. I have a son in first grade, and then I'll have my second son in kindergarten next year. So everybody will be in school at Baker-Butler, and we're excited about that. Baker-Butler has just been their home for school, so they love it, and I've always enjoyed volunteering. I've done the bake sale, election day, bake sale stuff in the past. And then most recently, the car wash was a ton of fun. So that was a really good fundraiser, I think, that went well and was, good for community and good to meet new people from the PTO. So I'm excited about this coming year.
Awesome, thank you. And Carrie, also you and your husband deserve all the credit for making the sign out front.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's all my husband. He does that every month. My husband, I'm like, this is what Alvin wants on the side. So please go put this up on the letters, and he gets it done usually within the week.
Well, thank him for us.
Absolutely.
And then Cassie as our nominee for treasurer.
I'm Cassie. So I'm a military spouse. I have one kiddo in the school, Harper. She's in second grade, so a rising third grader, hopefully. As a military spouse, I firmly believe in getting involved super quickly, like just putting down roots and not digging them up. So I have been fortunate enough to be involved with the PTO for the last 2 years, which has been wonderful. And I have a background in accounting. That's what I did for about 10 years before I became a full-time stay-at-home mom. So I am planning on tackling the job of treasurer, but still getting to stay active in all of those other like social extroverted components too, because that's my jam. So I'm really excited about being on the board this year.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. I know I probably threw this on you, and if it's out of your comfort zone to speak, my apologies, but I think it's also important that everybody gets to know you, and we've got such a cool group. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now to pull up the poll. Actually, do I have to do that? Can you guys see this?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Okay. Could you vote, please?
Did it work?
Yeah, it's working. It's counting, so that's what I was waiting for. All right, we're going to call that good. Across the board, it is unanimous. So congratulations to everybody. Can you all see this? See the results? So we have officially elected Laura Massey and Megan Ritter as our co-presidents, David Leary as our vice president, Jennifer Crawford and Carrie Squire as co-secretaries, and Cassie Morrison as treasurer. So thank you all so much for participating, and congratulations, you guys. All right.
Who's got the drinks at Timberwood after? And I'm teasing, I'm joking.
I could be there in 5 minutes. All right, and then these are non-elected positions, but the cool thing, and just hats off to the way that this community steps up. These are all folks that have said that they would be willing to head these committees for next year. So next incoming board, we'll make sure that we get you contact information for all of these folks so that as you're planning and doing meetings and stuff this summer, you can roll them into communication. Seth, do you have a report for us?
I certainly do. Thank you. And big thank you to everyone who has agreed to take this on next year. We hope it's going to be a less, I want to say less eventful because there are plenty of fun events planned, but more planned events next year than what we dealt with this school year. So a big thank you for stepping up and doing this. And a huge thank you to Allison and the board for all the work they did this year. When they stayed on an extra year just because of what had happened, and they did an incredible job. And when the pandemic hit, Allison called me and basically for the next 6 months is, what can we do? What do you guys need? Which is amazing to have a PTO board and president, and really a community that was that supportive of our teachers and schools as we dealt with something new. So I'm gonna miss you guys. I appreciate everything you did. And a big thank you to those of you stepping up. Big thank you for the book fair as well. So at the end of last year's in-person learning, we had a feeling that we might go virtual, not from the county, just from kind of watching the news. And we had this, I think it was a Friday afternoon where all of a sudden we started just grabbing books to the library and putting them in kids' hands because we just got the sinking feeling. And about 2:35 that day, the governor announced schools were closed. And we didn't get most of those books back. So we're very excited about the money raised from the book fair because it's going to replenish our library and then some. And then we also just had Teacher Appreciation Week, which was incredible. So even though it was hard to get in the building, everyone felt the love and support of the community, which is really cool. So thank you. A lot of exciting things are happening right now as we have our last month of school. We're in the month mark. We are SOL testing, which Miles is overseeing right now. Miles is kind of pulling double duty or triple duty because he has a newborn at home, but double duty with also being our SOL testing coordinator. And our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders are taking SOL tests. This does not count for anything other than our own information. So I'm telling families that, if your child doesn't do as well as you think, we're not going to have anyone retake it unless they really want to. Really, it's a data point that we can use as we get into next year. We know there's learning loss, especially in the content areas of science and social studies last year when the curriculum was cut short. We have purposely focused on reading, math, and social emotional learning this year. We're going to use that data to help us as we kind of close that gap. Every study really says it takes about 2 years to recover from the amount of time we missed. We're hoping to do it faster than that. And this is another data point to help us with that. So we're really not stressing about it, not talking about it too much, but we are doing testing, and Miles is doing there's the baby Miles, doing a great job. Oh, so cute with that. So if you have a third, fourth, or fifth grader, you will get those test results in their progress report at the last day of school. It's not new data. It's not telling us anything we didn't already know, but it does give us normed against the state, which is super helpful. We're also preparing for summer learning. So every student in the school will be offered 1 week in July, at least 1 week in July of summer learning. It's going to be half day academic and half day enrichment. And in the enrichment portion is going to probably be from 12 to 4. Academic will be 8 to 12. And the enrichment is going to be run by an outside vendor. So we've partnered with ACAC, Parks and Rec, and Young Scholars, and they'll be taking over our building in the afternoon and doing enrichment activities. And the morning will be taught by Baker-Butler teachers. So we've been able to staff the entire program in the morning with our own staff, which is exciting. And hopefully most people will be teaching their same grade level. So parents had a survey to fill out about what weeks that would work best for their families, and we did our best to accommodate those. And those placement decisions were emailed out this morning. So if you didn't get that and you had signed up, or you forgot to sign up and still want to, shoot me an email and I'll see what I can do. We're trying to get it all settled in as soon as we possibly can, so we can let you guys help plan your summers out. So we're excited about that program. It's going to be fun. It's going to be engaging. It's going to be very relaxed, and it should be something that is fun for all of our students. And finally, we also have a field day coming up, but we're not calling it field day because we're not allowed to have field day this year. So we have a Bear Jamboree coming up, where we have all our specialists have come up with activities for both virtual and in-person students on 2 different days, and information is coming home soon. We'll do bus deliveries for our virtual students. They have all the supplies that they need. And then we have it over 2 days for our in-person students. And it's going to be a COVID safe field day. We're still going to have water activities and have a whole lot of fun at our Bear Jamboree. So you'll get more information about that as it comes up. Unfortunately, we can't have volunteers, but we do have a really good plan on how we can make this fun. And that's about it. We are in the midst of hiring for next year. Right now we're fully staffed. There's always some last minute movement. So if there's any great teachers or applicants that you know of, send them my way just in case something opens up. And kindergarten registration is underway, and we have about the same amount of kindergartners registered as we did last time at this school at this time, but we want to make sure we're not missing anyone. So tell your friends and neighbors to register for school so we can get them placed. Any questions I can answer?
Yeah, Seth, just to clarify with the summer assignments,
Yep.
is it they would be, and this might have been articulated, and this is just my old lady memory wreaking havoc on me, but that they, like, if a current first grader would be in like first grade.
Yes, so we're
Like,
keeping all our students. So fifth graders are
right, so
still
they're
with
not
us.
like going up to
No.
like, it's more reiteration and
Exactly.
yeah.
So the whole idea is we're focusing on reading and math and
Perfect.
fun
Okay.
and social emotional fun. And then we're giving time to play and do all the social times in the afternoon. And the COVID restrictions have been relaxed to about 3 feet. So it gives us a little more options of what we do in the classroom. And a question I've been getting a lot is about kind of the fall, what that's going to look like. And right now the restrictions are 3 feet of separation we're planning on for the fall, which gives us a little bit smaller class sizes. And that may even be changed again by, August, September. So we're just keeping our eyes on that. But for summer learning, we're at 3 feet. It's going to be the same grade levels together. We're not combining the kindergartners and fifth graders, and then the staff will be Baker-Butler teachers.
Well, and elementary schools aren't even within the age range where vaccinations are available. Like the
Exactly.
secondary schools
Yeah.
might be looking at things differently, but in the elementary, like it's not even.
That's why you're still going to see us wear masks too. So I think that's had a lot of parents asking, especially in the afternoon when they see us outside with masks on. We're not changing. The county has not changed their mask policy just because our students don't have the options for immunizations right now. So we're still doing it. Everyone's gotten used to it. It's been going fine. Any other questions? Miles, anything that you want to add about SOL testing or next year or anything?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
Yeah, no, nothing.
All right. if you guys need anything at all, you know how to reach me. We also have office hours every Monday at 11. I'm going to be sending a message to the community tomorrow. The school board just voted to approve the virtual school option next year, which is a new school for K through 12. So if you're interested in that, they sent out emails yesterday about the times for those information sessions. We'll host one at Baker-Butler too, just to make sure that any questions that you weren't answered there, you can send my way and I'll get those answers for you. But I'm going to host that Monday at 11. I'll record it and send it out as well. And I'm not giving any information that wasn't already in their presentation in PowerPoint, but it's a one-stop shop if you want to come and talk to me about it. And essentially, that would be for students K through 5 by application. And it's virtual and you're committing to at least the semester mark. So you can't sign up and try it for a few weeks and then go back to in person. It would be virtual through January at least. So that they just hired a principal for that school and they're looking at numbers for enrollment, but applications will be out soon. And there's a whole website on that. You should have an email from the county yesterday.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Please email, reach out, call if you need anything. Okay. Thanks.
Dee Dee, do you have any updates? How are the teachers doing? What's new with you guys?
We're doing great. We are making each day count instead of counting down the days, as we've been encouraged to do so. So the days are counting, we're counting down, but we're making each one count the time that we have with our students. But I would like to just share, as we all know, and we've shared already, that this has been a different year for sure. And there have been many obstacles, but you as the PTO did not let those obstacles get in the way for what you were doing. You continued to support our school. You loved on us and you offered many opportunities for our school to grow. And as a thank you, as a staff, we would like to present to you or present the book, Becoming a Good Creature, in your honor to our library. Good Creature is a book about understanding, finding forgiveness, respecting others, and that there's no limit to the empathy and joy that we can find in one another when we find time to connect. So just want to say thank you for all your time and your commitment and for allowing us to connect as a Baker-Butler community. So thank you.
That's really sweet. Thank you. That's really cool. And we can check it out at the library, right?
Yes, or you're welcome to come by and get it and take a look at it and read through it. It's a really sweet book. Miss Harmon suggested it. This is one that she had kind of on her list and thought it would be good. And on the inside, there's a little plate that says, thank you to the 2020-2021 PTO board for your extraordinary service from the Baker-Butler staff.
That's so cool. Okay, if you see me in there tomorrow with my mask on, I promise I'll wear my mask, but I might be sitting in the corner crying and reading that.
It's a sweet book.
Just take your temperature on the way in. You're
There you go.
Got it. That's really cool. Thank you.
So,
Go ahead, Miles.
sorry, I was going to say Seth caught me off guard. So now that I've had a chance to collect my thoughts and my baby's not screaming at me, my little soapbox for the SOLs, and I tell anyone that tells me this that SOLs are also just one point in data. It doesn't tell us who a student is. It doesn't tell us how smart they are. It doesn't tell us how well they can learn. It's just one point in data of how well they did that day. And this is what I tell students. I tell all students before testing. It can't ever tell us how good students are at sports. It can't tell us how kind they are. It can't tell us all the special things about them. It's just one little piece of data. And I just always like to reiterate that as much as I can. And now I don't think he's going to let me talk anymore.
He sounds really cute though. You can hold him up so we can see him. Hey, little buddy. That's a future bear right there, you guys. Okay.
I might like Baker-Butler a lot. His name's Barrett and his nickname's Bear.
That's awesome. He's a Hokie and a bear, right? Sorry, I know he's just continues to have that same background. Okay, I've got one other thing that I want to show you all. Another screen share. Okay, so we asked parents to submit pictures of highlights all throughout the year. There wasn't a lot of pictures this year from the PTO necessarily took. As you know, we didn't do a yearbook, which was sad, but we had a lot of different reasons for doing that. So we thought it'd be really fun to do like a collaborative thing this evening. And we put together a little slideshow video. So some of them are random. They're from teachers and students and families at home and within the school building. So we hope you enjoy.
Mine says special delivery for Mr. Kennard.
Mr. Peterson. All right, do we open them now? Okay. Ooh.
I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait.
Hey, Allison, I don't think the sound's working. When you hit share, did you click the button that says computer sound?
You can go in and add it again if you just go to the toolbar.
I think it's because
There we go.
You hear that?
because you muted.
You muted, yeah. But if,
Oh, so you didn't.
but if
hear-
you share your sound, it won't be an issue.
That's a bummer. Okay. You guys got the gist though of that video.
I think our facial expressions showed
Oh,
our excitement about
yeah,
the balloon.
it's
So I
still
think we're good there.
cute.
It was still super cute.
It was
Yeah.
really cute.
Okay,
This-
well,
good ending picture right there. That's
Seth, you should have told me 5 minutes ago. I'm sorry, guys. All right.
I think it's one of those moments where people are like, is it my computer or is it everybody's computer? What? Yeah.
oh.
it, guys. Thank you for everybody that submitted pictures. Sorry about having All right. Let's see. I think that's it for this evening. Are there any questions? Cassie, anything in the chat box?
No, nothing in the chat box. And this is off the cuff, and so maybe I shouldn't do it, but I just want to thank you. The whole PTO board is amazing and worked really well together, but that comes from really amazing leadership. And you saw our strengths and you really like pulled them out of us this year. And you deserve such a round of applause for doing that in a really hard year to do that. So kudos to you, Allison.
Thank you.
You have super big shoes over the last 2 years to fill, Allison Oaks. Like, I hope you realize that you have done a phenomenal job over the last 2 years, like 100%, like Cassie said. You nailed it your first year. And then, I mean, how do you navigate this year? And you did with grace and with just, I mean, yeah. So yeah, I echo exactly what Cassie says, like, yay, you.
That's
Also,
really
big thank you. I think you changed the PTO meeting structure to kind of meet the needs of the community, and by having guest speakers come in every month and pivoting immediately to virtual meetings before any other school, it shows that the students really and the parents have been, the community has been the center. And I go to a lot of PTO meetings and it's all about the PTO, but really it's about how we can support the community through the PTO, which has been amazing. So thank you.
Thank you. I think that the team of leaders that we've had, and one of the things that we felt really, really strongly about, you guys you've heard me preach a lot, so you're probably going to be glad to hear that be over. But I think in the more people that you can involve, the stronger the family, the stronger the team will be. And Emily last year and we felt really strongly, we believe that everybody has something that they can contribute, and everybody has a kid at the school or a grandkid at the school, and we all want it to be a good experience. And I just think that listening to each other and loving each other and being patient with each other, we can really make these 6 years that our kids are at Baker-Butler really phenomenal. So, and we have the best staff, the best teachers, the best administrators around. We really do. And so it's easy to love you. It's easy to spoil you and to appreciate you and show you how much you do, because you're taking care of our children more hours each day than we see them. And so it's an honor to be able to take care of you all. So thank you so much. And I've still got kids at Baker-Butler for a few more years, so I'm really excited about continuing to help out. So if you don't have any more questions, I think this meeting's over. Thank you all. Good night.
Thank you, Allison.
Thank you. Stop by anytime.
I will.
Woohoo!
You did it,